Greetings. This is Brother Eric, your annoying local 308 union steward, CTA, choo-choo train mechanic. Seems like some people think it's funny that it's a joke. It's just funding, a fiscal cliff, a death spiral, service cuts. Got some people out there that think it's funny. They're doing a comedy show with CTA Mismanagement. That's okay. But if you want real solutions, you're going to have to get out there and meet with people. You're going to have to meet riders, got to meet with the workers. The CTA workers got to meet with the riders. And the Chicago Transit Justice Coalition and the Fix the CTA campaign with the Chicago DSA is doing just that. October 12th, 2 to 3 p.m., West Loop Public Library, 122 North Aberdeen Street at the second floor. We had a very successful gathering last year. We hope to have even a bigger gathering this year. CTA workers, PACE workers, Metro workers, you're all in the RTA. You know, they got these scumbag politicians like Curran who basically abandoned his own constituency in Lamont and dragged his feet with the funding and said, well, we're not gonna subsidize Mayor Johnson's CTA. No, you dummy. The RTA is the RTA. It's all of us. Metro, PACE, and CTA. See, y'all can't let these paid-off politicians who get a lot of money, get a ton of money from people who don't have the interests of public transportation in mind. Let me tell you something. Every freaking day, my coworkers ask me, Brother Eric, we're going to get laid off. They're going to lay us off. Are they going to lay us off? And I got to tell them the truth. I said, get ready. Be prepared. But we need to fight. We need to speak up. We need to speak out because these trains and buses don't move by themselves. That's what, when they say we must fund public transportation, ask them, what do you mean by that? Don't just go along with that and ape the same thing they tell you. Because sometimes those people who say they want to fund public transportation, they want to defund whatever good paying union jobs we got left and outsource and privatize to the lowest bidder and have all of us on welfare. They already got almost a third of the CTA workforce struggling, almost dealing with homelessness with their 40-hour part-time jobs. We're punished when we call off sick. The management has paid sick leave, but the CTA workers who are exposed to all kinds of hazards and crimes and diseases have no paid sick leave. We're just written up. And then they say, when they write us up, that's excessive absenteeism. We had a 40-hour part-time worker last week who I had to represent. Doesn't have anything on his record. Nothing. Clean record. He couldn't make it to work one day. Whatever the reason, he called off. And they wrote him up. Excessive absenteeism. See, how can you maintain and operate vehicles for a public transportation agency and you terrorize the workers? I want you riders to understand. These trains and these buses don't move by themselves. They don't clean themselves. They don't repair themselves. We do it. Me and my coworkers, every single day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We run these trains. We run these buses. And you all deserve the best service in the entire universe. And you're not getting it because of the lazy politicians who just love money, love the lobbyists that pay them, and the lazy CTA mismanagement. Oh, are you saying all the managers you can't go after? Did I say managers? No, I said mismanagers. Listen carefully to what I say. And there are some decent managers at the Chicago Transit Authority. I know one or two of them. Yeah, maybe two. And you know what they do? They're at the bottom. They work the crappy shifts. They work far away from home. They don't ever get anything. But all those mismanagers, they get promoted fast because they fire a lot of people, because they terrorize a lot of people. Dear riders, bus, train at the CTA, Metro Pace, think about it. If the workers feel like they're treated like slaves and disrespected and terrorized, how do you think that's going to reflect in the service of the trains and the buses? How do you think that's going to reflect on the maintenance of the trains and the buses? It will be catastrophic. And that's what we're at now. We are at a fiscal cliff because of the CTA mismanagement, because of these goddamn lazy politicians that want to play games with our lives. We are a majority non-white workforce, and they are pissed that me and my coworkers, especially those of us on the south side, got a decent salary. We can get a decent home with a decent car, maybe a couple bicycles and a motorcycle. And nah, they don't deserve it. Them darkies, they got a DEI. They got it. They're not qualified. Okay, well, if you don't think we're qualified, then come on down to the CTA and let me see you change out a wheel assembly or a motor, huh? Let me see you change out an inverter. Let me see you change out an AC unit. Nah, you can't do any of that because we, majority non-white workforce at the CTA, are qualified in what we do, and we deserve to be funded. We deserve to be paid. You need to fund the CTA workers and defund the CTA mismanagement. Otherwise, we will be right back at this fiscal cliff, and this time they won't have COVID to blame. What are they going to blame next? The Klingon Empire? That object that's in the solar system right now? I forgot the name of the thing they called it, but they say it could be some alien ship from another solar system. What are they going to blame? They're going to blame everybody but themselves. And they're going to make comedies. They're going to make little town halls and say how much we care about the riders. They don't care about you. Because if they did, they would care about us. I wouldn't have to work in a shop with coworkers in 96-degree temperatures because the cheap bastards don't want to open up the ventilation windows. You think about that. How you think about us working in 96 degrees. How long? How many hours could you work like that? Think about it. You might be so poor. We got these customer assistants. Some of them are so poor. Some of them got to sneak their children to work. Yeah, I've seen it. I know it. And it's a crime that the Chicago Transit Authority abuses the workers and they uplift the terrorists. We don't have any paid sick leave, but the managers do. And when you see them, you ask them about that. And then they'll lie to you. Well, they have enhanced benefits of a 7-day sick pay, sick book, short-term disability. That's not sick leave. That is short-term disability. And guess what? The managers have that too. So come on down, CTA workers, CTA riders. If you're off the clock, CTA workers, ain't nothing they can do to you. Come on down. October the 12th, West Loop Public Library, 122 North Aberdeen Street, 2 to 3:30 p.m. And let's meet the riders. Let's talk with the riders. Let's answer their questions. Let's tell them about our suffering. And let's help them, help us solve this terrible problem that happens year after year after year. Peace.